So far be it from me to defend Rhysand because Rhysand sucks. He's the apartheid guy. Like this feels like anathema coming out of my mouth right now. But my problem with Rhysand actually starts in Akamath. Rhysand as a straight up villain in the first Akatar book is fine with me because it's established that he's a villain, like he's an asshole. It's not like they're trying to paper over this with like his ooh reasons in any way. I would actually argue that letting NUALA and CERRIDWEN, please tell me I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've been pronouncing that a billion different ways for like the last year. But allowing them to dress Feyre in like those shitty cobwebs would have been more of a kindness than letting like Amarantha's attendants do it. So I understand the logic of NUALA and CERRIDWEN being Feyre's like attendants, like human Feyre's attendants, to dress her up in the cobweb so she can dance for everybody for 3 fucking months. So unnecessary. But at the end of the day, that wasn't their plan. They were stuck under the mountain the way that Rhysand was. And I think out of all of the options that Rhysand could have used to facilitate his shitty plan to get Feyre through the under the mountain situation, NUALA and CERRIDWEN were probably the kindest options he could use. That being said, though, I would love to see a scenario where Elaine talks to her friends about that. Like, hey, I heard like a couple years ago you dressed my baby sister in cobwebs and made her dance in front of all of these motherfuckers for 3 months while she was stoned on fairy wine. Like, what's that about? Now that I think about it, I don't think that the wider Night Court knows about all that stuff under the mountain either. I feel like Rhysand might have glossed over that a little bit. Like, yeah, this is my mate. Be her friend. Like, be chill with her. Also, I made her dress in cobwebs. Like, and dance in front of everybody for 3 fucking months. So if some people call her a whore, just kind of like breeze by it, you know? I get what you're saying, though. Like, it is weird that the stuff from Under the Mountain does not come back to bite Rhysand in the ass later. Because it's stuff that Feyre ultimately forgives him for very quickly. And it's to the point where the Chapter 55 boning actually calls forth some of the Akatar 1 motifs. Like, Rhysand painted her in Akatar 1. They fuck in the paint in Chapter 55 of Akamath. Like, it's a recontextualizing of these things that would have traumatized Feyre in another situation. Oh my god, it's like Hunting Adeline. Gross! If you are unaware of Hunting Adeline, it's the second book in the Haunting Adeline series. I would like to think that there's only 2 because these books are upsetting. I didn't have like a huge problem with Haunting Adeline, but Hunting Adeline was really gross because it was like, hey, let's take this one element of the thing that traumatized my girlfriend and use it to fuck her until it doesn't traumatize her anymore. And I'm just like, Like, I know Rhysand is not Zayd Meadows, but a lot of these not morally gray dudes, because Zayd Meadows is an asshole, but he's framed as good in his series. That's a whole other conversation for another day. I don't have time to get into my feelings about Hunting Adeline right now. But I feel like this hasn't been touched upon by the main Night Court because, one, a lot of the elements of Feyre's trauma in Akatar 1 have been recontextualized in her relationship with Rhysand. And 2, I just don't think Rhysand told them what he did, because Rhysand cannot engage with the Night Court in like an equal way where he can tell them all the shit that he does and have them like and feel like not judged for it, because Rhysand doesn't have any friends because Feyre doesn't have any friends. All they have is subordinates. So we're back to like the main idea here. Feyre doesn't have any friends. Rhysand doesn't have any friends. These people do not engage with each other as friends, really. This video, I feel like, covered quite a lot. Like, I feel like we looped back around to NUALA and CERRIDWEN. I do think that that was the kindest option that Rhysand could give Feyre under the mountain. But I do think that Elaine should probably push back on that a little bit. And hopefully her narrative does.